police accountability and oversight and use of force policies, make it a little bit broader than just this one particular ordinance. Something I often teach people about our form of government is that we have a council manager, that if 4 members of this council want something on the agenda, then you have to put it on the agenda. And 2 weeks ago, 4 people of this on this dais said that they wanted that. I think, Mayor, I think it's somewhat disingenuous to say, oh, well, it should go to the Public Safety Committee, when I fear that you want it to go to the Public Safety Committee because there your position would be in the majority, and right now it's in the minority. And so I think it's important that you listen to the 4 people on this council that are saying we want to see a work session on this, and not try to fight us on whether it should go to a PRC or not, when that is not in fact written in stone. And so that is my piece on that. I did want to thank several people because I had a very successful district meeting. Be very transparent and honest and say that I had nothing to do with that decision. You do not need to thank me because, in fact, you're not going to like this, but I would have handled that completely different. And I'm going to say this knowing that the conservatives in action are going to take what I say out of context and hear what they want to hear. But I really believe that, folks like Mr. Huff and Ms. Huff and all the folks who live along Burn Lake, people have a right to be frustrated. People have a right to be upset and to be fearful. Like, that's okay. People fear things all the time, especially on certain things you don't know. Particularly people who are unhoused. That is a right that they have. When someone comes here and, says all those things to us, the city, our job is not to be reactive. Our job is not to choose between it's not to take sides between housed residents and unhoused residents. All of us are deserving of safety, including people who are unhoused, believe it or not. And I believe it is a false choice to say that the safety of one group must come at the expense of another group. That is not our job as a city. Our job as a city is to find short-term solutions, long-term solutions that work for everybody. I hear what people are saying. I don't ever want to be dismissive of people's concerns. I hear them. I think they're incredibly valid. But forcefully evacuating people out of a public park, that's not a solution. I think we could have done 3 things. We could have worked with Community of Hope to continue to do outreach to that encampment. We could have worked with fire and PD to bring fire safety to that group of people and say, look, that there is danger to what you're doing. We want to provide you resources and the things that you need through Community of Hope. We could have consistently brought in mano y mano to make sure that the area was clean. And we could have talked with city management and Community of Hope about the fencing and security concerns. You don't want to see homeless people? Okay, you don't have to see them. I understand there is a clear safety concern. Let's address it. But we just kicked the solution down to another neighborhood. Because this group of folks was at EBID. EBID said kick them out, so they got kicked out. They were at another park. They got moved from that park. I just very clearly want to say that I was not part of that decision, and that's not how I would have handled it if I would have been consulted. I think it's important that Community of Hope was consulted. And I just want to reject that because I think it's a false choice. And I think we can do better as the city. And lastly, I'll just say that the meeting with Senator Heinrich last week with our housing committee went really well. I think Mayor Pro Tem was there, Councilor Flores was there, Natalie Green, of course, and her staff helped organize it. Senator Heinrich and his staff was there. We had members of the Housing Builders Association, which I thought was great, that we engage in conversations about solutions. And I'm excited to work with Senator Heinrich's staff to bring more congressionally directed spending for